Living in an apartment doesn't mean sacrificing your dream of fresh homegrown vegetables. After years of perfecting my balcony garden system, I've discovered that a modest outdoor space can produce an impressive harvest that keeps my kitchen stocked with crisp lettuce, vibrant spinach, peppery radishes, and aromatic herbs month after month. The secret lies in understanding how to maximize every square inch while choosing crops that deliver exceptional yields in containers. The foundation of balcony gardening success starts with choosing the right containers and positioning them for optimal growth. I've learned that depth matters more than width for most vegetables, so I prioritize containers that are at least 8 to 12 inches deep for leafy greens and herbs. My go-to setup includes rectangular window boxes for lettuce and spinach, deeper round pots for herbs, and shallow, wide containers specifically for radishes. Drainage becomes absolutely critical in container gardening since there's nowhere for excess water to escape naturally. I drill additional holes in any container that seems inadequately perforated, and I always place a layer of small stones or broken pottery at the bottom before adding soil. This prevents the drainage holes from becoming clogged while ensuring roots never sit in standing water. Light assessment determines everything else about your balcony garden's success. I spent a full week tracking sunlight patterns on my balcony, noting which areas received morning sun, afternoon shade, and consistent bright light throughout the day. Most leafy greens actually prefer 4 to 6 hours of sunlight rather than full-day exposure, making them perfect for partially shaded balconies that many gardeners assume won't work for vegetables. Container vegetables demand different soil considerations than ground plantings, and this realization transformed my harvests from mediocre to abundant. Regular garden soil becomes too heavy and poorly draining in containers, so I create a custom blend using 1/3 quality potting mix, 1/3 compost, and 1/3 vermiculite or perlite for drainage and aeration. The confined root space in containers means nutrients deplete much faster than in garden beds. I've developed a feeding schedule that keeps plants productive without overcomplicating the process. Every 2 weeks I apply a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted to half strength, which prevents nutrient burn while maintaining steady growth. For leafy greens specifically, I use a nitrogen-rich fertilizer every 3 weeks to promote the lush foliage growth that makes these crops so productive. Choosing the right varieties makes the difference between a few scattered harvests and a continuous supply of fresh vegetables. For lettuce, I focus on loose-leaf varieties like oak leaf and red sails that allow me to harvest outer leaves while the center continues producing. These cut-and-come-again varieties can provide fresh salad greens for 6 to 8 weeks from a single planting. Spinach thrives in the cooler conditions that balconies often provide, especially during those early morning hours. I plant space spinach, which was specifically bred for container growing and produces tender leaves continuously when harvested correctly. The key lies in picking outer leaves when they reach 3 to 4 inches long, allowing the center to keep producing new growth. Radishes deserve special mention as the speed champions of balcony gardening. Cherry bell radishes reach harvest size in just 30 days, making them perfect for filling gaps between other crops or providing quick satisfaction for beginning gardeners. I plant them in shallow, wide containers and succession plant every 2 weeks to ensure a constant supply. Herbs multiply your balcony's productivity exponentially because they're expensive to buy but incredibly easy to grow. Basil, parsley, cilantro, and chives all thrive in containers and provide continuous harvests when managed properly. I pinch flowers immediately to keep leaves tender and flavorful, and I harvest frequently to encourage bushy growth. My balcony produces far more than its footprint suggests because I think vertically, not just horizontally. Hanging baskets work beautifully for trailing herbs like oregano and thyme, while tiered plant stands allow me to stack containers without blocking sunlight from lower plants. Wall-mounted containers transform vertical surfaces into productive growing space. I use fabric grow bags attached to my balcony railing for lettuce and spinach, which creates additional growing space without cluttering the floor area. These hanging gardens also provide better air circulation, reducing fungal problems common in crowded container arrangements. Ready to transform your balcony into a productive vegetable garden? Subscribe to Hydrohaven for more space-efficient growing techniques, and share this guide with fellow urban gardeners who are ready to grow their own fresh food, no matter how small their space. Dirt Decoded.